Zizou, congratulations. I know this has not been the easiest year for you, not just obviously what's happened over the last month or so for you personally, but it's not been the easiest year. What does this mean at this stage of 2023 to grab this title?
It definitely means a lot because, as you say, it's been a struggling year. I think when I played really good tennis was in Australia at a certain point, and then maybe in Davis Cup, but it's always been like a tough period, looking in the mirror, going strong at tournament, then another tough period. It's always been like tough, looking in the mirror, okay, let's do better, looking in the mirror. So at a certain point, you're like, every time you load yourself up, the energy is there, but then there is another loss, and there's been a lot of losses which have been close to good players. So there were some positive signs, but then I came here and I before here I actually wanted to go home. I had a talk with my coach just before coming here. I said, like, look man, this loss against Altmaier again is a tough one to swallow. I just think I want to go home, train well, and get it going again. And I said, like, look, Zizou, we saw some positive signs in Sarasota from you mentally because he's mainly my psychologist. So let's just give it another shot next week. And then while I was going to bed with thinking, okay, I might go home tomorrow, I had a weird dream that I had to talk to my grandpa who recently passed. And then it made me realize again, okay, I have to keep going, I have to keep trying, I have to keep this mindset. And that's how we came here this week. And it was definitely not my best tennis, I would say, even not good tennis, the first rounds here. And I think everything changed from the semi-finals where I felt very comfortable, very good on court, hitting, striking very well, serving, everything came a little bit together. And then today again, I felt very comfortable, felt very good tennis. And I felt like, okay, the score is quite tight, but I feel like I'm in control. I'm the better player today, so let's give it some time. And again, mentally very strong, and that's just something that I've had a couple wins this year, but never with a very convincing tennis where I said like, oh man, this was good tennis. And I've had like 2 days now of this, so it really gives a boost again.
I watched you as you were warming up today. You were taking some serves, and you were not feeling great at the moment. Like I saw you hit a serve and then just swat the ball twice in a row, and I could tell maybe some nerves factoring in. What kind of changed in those first couple of games to let you settle down and play with freedom?
I know those things can happen. It's not from me being nervous. I felt maybe today, like, I was for the first time a little bit more at ease, even though it was a final. I was just a little bit frustrated, and today was like there were no clouds, so it was tough to see the ball. And it's a little bit me too. I have some periods where I'm irritating quite easy, and I had one of those, but I know it doesn't matter anything for the match. I just have to be there mentally. And after the first game, I really had a great start, so I felt it going, and then every frustration was gone.
Tactically today, Tony is so good patrolling that baseline, just controlling it, taking off the hop. How important was it for you to just hit really heavy, get that forehand clicking to push him off of that comfort zone?
I think the two things that were key was obviously be the one in charge, to be the one who's more aggressive, because what I heard from my coach is that he likes to serve, take the ball early and come to the net. So that was like a point, okay, I have to try to avoid it in a certain way. And in the beginning he was doing it quite well and had some good defensive plays as well, which gave him at a certain point some pressure. And then I felt like if I'm playing this one tempo higher than him, he's making mistakes, I can go forward, I can dictate. So that was for me just a point, like, okay, how am I gonna do it doesn't matter much. It was in the backhand side, the forehand side. I felt like the forehand side was, he could lose more easy his depth, his power. So that was a little bit too go zone, and luckily I felt great, so I could execute it quite well.
I know you and I were DMing back and forth a couple of weeks ago, and I said I was really looking forward to finally getting to watch you play in person. And today, you got that second break early in the second, and there was just that joy again. You talked about the loss of your grandfather, and I know how much of a supporter he was of yours. What does it mean to get to express that joy today when I know your heart was very heavy?
I think also maybe you saw it was the first time again the whole week where I'm really expressive again. I'm really enjoying myself. There's been a lot of tension on myself, a lot of pressure. I really wanted to get in the top 100 for him as well because I know he was getting sick. I know he didn't have too long anymore. So feeling good out there, playing good tennis with his also his core values. His core values, what I remember of is being, one is the positivity, two is the combative, and three is the solution orientated.
Okay.
And this morning again, I was strolling through that moment again with my grandfather, and I remembered those three words, and I said, man, these three things are so important in tennis too, for me as a person, definitely how I play. And just from a natural way, it came back together, enjoying myself, pump fisting, having that energy, because all week long I felt physically quite bad as well. I didn't feel the energy, but today I felt great again, so I'm also happy with that part, that I'm really enjoying myself.
Well, before I let you go, I know you've got another interview, some more autographs. Have you looked ahead to next week yet? Did you see the draw?
I saw the draw yesterday against Bergs.
Tomic in the first round. I mean, that's a pretty crazy. How do you prepare for a guy like that? You have this joy, you want to celebrate, and then you've got a real tough challenge in a couple of days. I know you've done it before, but how do you do that?
At this part, I still don't understand the sport. That you can win a title, you win maybe 2 titles a year, then you have quite an good year.
Yeah.
And when you do it, the possibility to play the next week and cannot even celebrate it is so high. And this is happening again, and I have to be prepared for Tuesday. I don't know much about Tomic. I know he was a great player before, but I don't know how he's playing now. So first up is just letting it a little bit go today, and tomorrow we start the preparations again in Savannah. And I saw the draw too. For me personally, I think it's a weak challenger if you look at the rankings. So there again is a possibility to take the points, to take the experience, and to test myself. Next week I'm gonna be all alone, and I just try to focus on putting this mindset every match, because I feel like at this level, if I'm in a good state of mind, that it's paying off. If I'm going to the ATP Tour, it's not paying off yet.
Yeah.
So I really have to make some steps, and this Challenger Tour also allows me to make those steps tennis-wise.
It was a lot of fun watching you this week. To see you play like that, especially the last 2 days, was a lot of fun. Congratulations, well done.
Thank you for having me.